There's a plastic wrap trick sitting in your kitchen drawer right now that can add 3 whole weeks to a banana's life. Not a spray, not a special container, not some $15 gadget from the store. Just a little strip of plastic wrap, used the way folks used it 2 generations ago, before anybody ever heard of a banana saver. I watched an Amish neighbor do this when I was a kid, and I thought she was out of her mind, wrapping banana stems like she was bandaging a finger. Turns out, she knew something most of us forgot on purpose, because remembering it doesn't sell anything. You know the cycle. You bring home a fresh bunch, green and firm, feeling good about yourself. 3 days later they're spotted, 5 days later they're mush. And somehow you either eat 6 bananas in 2 days just to use them up, or you toss half the bunch in the trash, feeling a little guilty about it. It's not just annoying, it's expensive. The average household throws out pounds of fruit a month, and bananas are one of the biggest offenders because they ripen faster than almost anything else in your kitchen. That's just how the fruit is built. The moment you pick a banana, it starts releasing a gas called ethylene, and that gas is basically a ripening signal, screaming at every other banana nearby to hurry up and ripen too. So the whole bunch turns at once, and once one banana starts breaking down, it's like a chain reaction. The others follow right behind it. Now, walk down the grocery aisle, and you'll find solutions. Banana keeper clips, special ventilated bowls, preservation sprays with ingredients you can't pronounce. Some of them work a little. Most of them are just charging you to solve a problem your own kitchen can already fix. You just have to know how. Your great-grandmother didn't have a banana hanger shaped like a hook from a home goods store. She had string, wax paper, a root cellar, and common sense. And her bananas lasted a lot longer than yours do right now. So let's fix that. This is the trick from the hook, and it's the single most effective thing you can do, today, for free. Here's why it works. Almost all of a banana's ethylene gas escapes through the stem, the crown where the bananas connect. Cover that spot, and you slow the gas escaping dramatically. Less gas released means less ripening signal sent, and that means your bananas hang on to their firmness days, sometimes weeks, longer. Here's how you do it. Take a small piece of plastic wrap. You can also use beeswax wrap if you're trying to skip the plastic, and wrap it snugly around the very top of the bunch, right where all the stems meet. You want it tight enough to seal, but you're not trying to crush anything. That's it. That's the whole method. Cost, pennies. You probably already own a roll of plastic wrap sitting in a drawer. This next one takes the first trick and multiplies it. Remember how we said one ripening banana speeds up its neighbors? That's the whole bunch acting like a chain of dominoes. So instead of leaving them connected, gently break the bunch apart into individual bananas. Then wrap each individual stem the same way. A small strip of plastic or wax wrap around just that little nub at the top. Now each banana is essentially isolated. It's not getting extra ethylene exposure from the banana next to it, and its own gas release is slowed too. Old-timers who kept root cellars did something similar without even thinking about the chemistry. They just knew that fruit kept apart kept longer. This method takes maybe 2 extra minutes compared to leaving the bunch whole, and it can be the difference between bananas lasting 1 week and bananas lasting 3 or 4. Cost, still pennies, same roll of wrap. Where you store your bananas matters just as much as how you wrap them. Most of us leave bananas sitting right out on the counter in full daylight, often right next to a fruit bowl with apples or pears in it. That's actually 2 mistakes at once. First, warmth and light speed up ripening. That's simple biology. Warmer temperatures push chemical reactions along faster, ripening included. The old farmhouse trick was to keep bananas somewhere cool and dim, ideally somewhere in the ballpark of 56 to 58 degrees. Think a cellar, a pantry, a cool closet, or even just the darkest, coolest corner of your kitchen, away from the stove and out of direct sun. Second, and this one surprises people, apples, pears, avocados, and tomatoes are all heavy ethylene producers too. Sitting your bananas next to them is like putting your ripening problem right next to more ripening problems. Keep bananas in their own space, away from that crowd. Now, if you don't have a cool pantry or cellar-like spot, here's the old-timer workaround. Let your bananas ripen to exactly the point you like on the counter, then move them to the fridge. Yes, the peel will darken, sometimes even turn fully black or brown. That's just the skin. The fruit inside stays exactly as fresh as it was the moment you refrigerated it. Amish households used root cellars for this exact reason. Cold, stable temperatures stop ripening in its tracks, even if the outside doesn't look pretty anymore. This one's less known, but it's straight out of old root cellar wisdom. Bananas don't like it bone dry, and they don't like it soggy either. They like moderate humidity. In a proper root cellar, the air naturally held a bit of moisture, and that kept produce from drying out and shriveling while it's stored. You can recreate that at home easily. Take a box or basket, set your wrapped bananas inside it loosely, not stacked, not crammed, and keep it lightly covered rather than sealed airtight. Set a slightly damp cloth nearby, not touching the bananas, just in the same space. That little bit of ambient moisture mimics the cellar environment and helps keep the peels from drying and cracking prematurely, which is often the first stage of that fast, ugly overripening you're trying to avoid. Cost, free, if you've already got a basket and a dish towel lying around. And if, despite all this, a few bananas still get away from you and go fully overripe, don't throw them out. This was never wasted food to your grandparents, and it shouldn't be to you either. Peel them, break them into chunks, and freeze them flat on a tray before bagging them up. Overripe bananas are actually sweeter and more flavorful for baking and smoothies than firm ones. Frozen banana chunks blend straight into a smoothie for natural creaminess, or thaw for banana bread, pancakes, or oatmeal. Nothing goes in the trash. None of this is new information. It's just old information that got buried. Generations ago, families didn't have refrigerated trucks delivering produce weekly, and they definitely didn't have disposable income for gadgets that solve problems you could solve with a strip of wrap in a cool corner of the house. They stored food to last because they had to. Waste wasn't an option. It was a cost they couldn't absorb. The Amish approach to food storage, in particular, has always leaned on understanding why food spoils rather than buying a product that promises to stop it. Slow the gas, control the temperature, manage the humidity, keep problem fruits apart. That's it. That's the whole secret, and it works better than most of what's sold in the produce aisle, because it's addressing the actual cause instead of covering it up. Modern companies profit when your food goes bad fast. That's more trips to the store, more repurchases, more of those solutions flying off shelves. Understanding your food doesn't sell anything. Maybe that's exactly why it got forgotten in the first place. So here's what I want you to do. Go grab a roll of plastic wrap right now, wrap those banana stems, and find the coolest, darkest little corner in your kitchen to set them. You'll be surprised how much longer they last. Drop a comment and tell me which method you're trying first. The stem wrap, the separation trick, or the cool and dark storage. I read every single one, and I love hearing which old tricks actually work in your home. If this saved you money or saved a bunch of bananas from the trash, do me a favor and subscribe. I've got a whole series of these forgotten household secrets coming. Next up, we're tackling the old farmhouse trick for keeping ants out of your kitchen without a single chemical spray. And after that, the Almanac's answer to moths in your pantry. Because the truth is, our grandparents weren't behind the times. They just knew things we've been talked out of remembering.